Qatar are not qualifying to the World Cup.
It's done and dusted. Round
Done and
4, they
dusted.
getting bounced.
They're getting bounced. 100%. This team are an atrocity. Atrocity. I mean, how many goals have they? They have conceded 17 goals in 6 games. 17 goals, people. They just got smacked around 5 piece from KFC by UAE. This isn't Japan. This isn't Iran. This isn't Uzbekistan. The UAE, this has gotten so bad. This team is so reliant on just outscoring every opponent. Lucas Mendes, I thought he was a beast at the Asian Cup. He needs to get arrested right now. FBI need to go to his house and arrest him. He is the biggest liability in all of AFC. From any team, Kuwait, North Korea, Kyrgyzstan, Lucas Mendes is such, that penalty he gave up was so bad. Barsham is returning to fraudulent behavior like he was at the World Cup in 2022. You cannot tell me right now when they're not getting the top 2 spots in this group. So when they get to the 4th round, I have no confidence in them. Even Oman would beat these guys at the moment, and Oman have no attack. Oman will just take that game to penalties and somehow win it. They're not beating Indonesia right now. I'm sorry. No, Indonesia right now are a better team than Qatar. China are a better team than Qatar. So I have no confidence in this team. And if they even make it to an intercontinental playoff, they will get smacked around by any team in this world. And maybe the OFC team could give them a good game. Whoever it's going to be, New Caledonia, Fiji, or whatever. Qatar are such an embarrassment to how they have fallen this much drastically. This is like, if you want to give other examples around the world, like Chile or Venezuela. Venezuela had that high at the Copa America. Since then, Titanic settings. Qatar, since the Asian Cup, Titanic settings. So this defense is an atrocity. The midfield can't control games, and it's Akram Afif and God help us, because they need God right now, because they are just such an embarrassment. They're not qualifying to the World Cup. I don't think that's even a hot take, but not even from the 4th round. I have no confidence in this team.
Is it fair to say Qatar had the greatest purple patch in history at the last Asian Cup? I mean, I think we're approaching that conversation here, at least with Chile. They won 2 in a row. Yeah. Well, at least you're talking 2019, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, at least they were better, though. Like, they weren't terrible in 2019.
But, I mean, after that, they were not good.
Under Felix Sanchez. Yeah, there were some really bad results. I remember them doing a couple European tours and just getting killed. But, I mean, at least occasionally they kind of flexed some sort of we are Asian champions muscle. Right now, it's a conversation we've had many times where if they had a harder group in round 2, they might not even be here. And that is just mind-boggling to me. If you made a AFC World Cup qualifying worst 11, how many Qataris get in there? 4?
Lucas Mendes, Barsham. I think I put Koiki, the other center back, in there. So maybe 3 or 4, yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4. Fatih, he was the best CDM at the Asian Cup. Yep. Man's terrible now.
100% him as well.
There's a situation where the 2 finalists from the Asian Cup might not qualify. Jordan and Qatar.
That is crazy.
It's a long shot. It's a long shot. But what does that say? How would you respond if that's the case, where Qatar and Jordan are eliminated, albeit in round 3, round 4, whatever, intercontinental playoff? Who cares? What would you say? What would your response be?
They're frauds.
Both.
Okay. You don't make the final of an Asian Cup and don't qualify for the World Cup. Don't give me that BS. They're frauds then. Simple as that.
So do the fumbles from Iran and Japan and South Korea look even worse?
Oh, even worse. Come on, man. They have shown that they are good sides with the quality. At least for Qatar and Jordan, you build upon that. All right, we did so well at the Asian Cup. We won it. We made it to the final for the first time ever if you're Jordan, and you don't qualify to the World Cup? Where's the progress? Can guarantee you this right now. If Qatar don't make it to the World Cup this time around, we're not going to see them for a long time.
They will probably fade back into being a tier 3 Asian power. Not even tier 2. Like, I think because recently with the back-to-back Asian Cups and the World Cup, a lot of people not super close to Asian football kind of see Qatar as honestly as a Saudi Arabia. It's like that level of authority. They were never that before.
Nope.
And I remember at least a year ago when I was watching a lot of like the youth Asian Cups and stuff, their youth teams are getting killed too. Like it's not even a case where it's like, well, at least the U20s. Like difference between I'd say the two most underperforming teams, hands down right now, Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Hands down. The difference is Saudi Arabia at the youth level, beasts.
Yep.
Final every time. U17 final, U20 final, U23 final, where they inevitably play Japan or Uzbekistan, and sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. But the Saudi youth teams, there's something there. Qatar, as soon as Akram Afif retires, who, by the way, if he does not get a 30-foot solid gold statue dedicated to his honor, Qatar did him wrong. These guys are done. I mean, depths of hell.
So you don't
Done.
think they're going to qualify for the fourth round either?
I think I have no faith in Kyrgyzstan and North Korea. They will go to round 4, where they will lose, is what I think happens to them.
Okay.
Unless they they got to get like Palestine, just because Palestine can't shoot.
Would that be one of the biggest disappointments in AFC history, that the Asian Cup champions cannot qualify to the World Cup?
Depends how you want to look at it. You either look at the Asian Cup and you say, this is why international football is beautiful. You know, it's like AFCON madness almost. Or you say Asia's weak because how could you have allowed Qatar to do this? Kind of depends what angle you want to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I would see it. But insane what we're about to see with these two teams. If Saudi Arabia also don't qualify, Saudi Arabia, after spending $20 billion on their domestic football, don't qualify. You get Mancini, then you get Renard back, and you still don't qualify. That would be what's more embarrassing.
No, I would say just take Qatar. You cannot be Asian Cup champions back to back and not qualify for World Cup. I'm sorry. And have a baller like Akram Afif. Maybe, okay, yes, you could say Saudi Arabia, they pump more money into their football. Fair enough. I mean, come on, Qatar. They have proven themselves 2019 Asian Cup champions, fully deserved. People could say fraudulent winners of 2024 Asian Cup. Fair enough. You want to say that, go ahead, but I think they were still a very good team. Right now, what we're seeing is not even a top 12 team in Asia.
Yeah. Not even top 12. Flirting with like that 13 to 15 range. 100%.